Hey guys, this is Mr. H. I am going to do another video on how to use the quadratic formula. And in this case, we're going to be rounding our roots to a certain number of decimal places. In this case, they want us to round it to the nearest tenth. So let me go and get started here. So we've got the equation 2x squared minus 19x plus 2 equals a negative 10x. So they want us to solve this using the quadratic formula. So I'm going to jump to my iPad and get going. So here we are. Let me make this all the way full screen. So again, first question you should ask is the quadratic equation equal to 0? In this case, it's not. We got a negative 10x on the right-hand side. So all we're going to do is we're going to do the opposite. We're going to add 10x to both sides. And then a negative 10 plus 10x is going to give us 0, which is what we need. And then over here, I'm going to add 10x to the negative 19 because they have the same terms. We can combine them. So a negative 19 plus 10x is going to be a negative 9x. The leading coefficient is going to stay the same, and then the constant also stays the same. So this is our new equation. Now that we have it set to 0, we can do the A, B, C. The A is the leading coefficient, so it's going to be 2. The B is going to be a negative 9. Always take the sign with it. Don't just take the number. If it has a sign, take that as well. And then the constant is 2. Now, just like we've done in the previous videos, we're going to plug these numbers in. So we're going to plug in a negative 9 here, negative 9 here. The A value is 2, and the C value is also 2. Now, from here, just like we've done in the other videos, we're going to use the calculator. So let's go get it. Let's get rid of all of this. So we're going to do menu 15, and we're going to start fresh. So we're going to store the numbers. So remember, the A value was 2, so we're going to go 2, control variable, and then we're going to store that into A. Then we're going to do a negative 9. We're going to store that into B. And then we're going to do a positive 2, and we're going to store that into C. Press enter. Now that we've done that, we are going to remember, this is always your next step. We need the B squared minus 4AC. So let's go get the calculator and let's do that. So it's going to be B squared minus 4A times C. Press enter. Now it says 65. If you don't know, that is not a perfect square, so that means we're going to have an irrational root. But let's go ahead and show you how to check that, make sure. So we're going to do 65, press enter, and as you can see, both of the factors have an exponent of 1, so those are odd exponents, which means that it's not a perfect square. It also means that we can't simplify this, but it doesn't matter because this is what they've asked us to do. Actually, let's go here. They've asked us to round this irrational number to the nearest tenth. So watch this step. In anticipation, I know I'm going to have a decimal. I'm going to go to my home screen, going to go to the settings, document settings, and I'm going to change the display digits to fix 1 because they want us to round it to the nearest tenth. Remember, it has, let me move this out of the way so I can, well, let's see, can I? Yeah. And then I'll move it back over here. All right, so now we're ready to enter the quadratic formula. So we're just going to go control divide. We're going to enter the negative b plus the square root of, and remember, you can go up here and copy the b squared minus 4ac. You don't have to type that all again. And then down here, it's just going to be 2a. And now I'm just going to press enter. Now it's rounded for me. It's 4.3, so that's one of my solutions. So now all I'm going to do is come here and go x equals 4.3. And now I'm going to get the other irrational rounded root by just copying. So I copy this, press enter, and then I'm going to change the plus to a minus, and then I press enter again, and it tells me that the other irrational root is 0.2. So I come here, and I say x equals 0.2. Those are our answers. Let's go and enter those. and we should be good. So the first one was 4.3, and then our second one is going to be 0.2. And then we submit, and it says, nice job. All right. So once we know that it's irrational, and we know that it's asking us to round that irrational number, we just go to our settings. Let me go back and do that again. You're just going to go to your home screen, go to the settings, go to the document settings, and you're going to change this to whatever you need. In this case, we're rounding it to the nearest tenth. So I changed it to fix 1. If we were rounding it to the nearest hundredth, this would be fix 2. If we were asked to round it to the thousandth, it would be fix 3. But like once you've done that, you just go back to your um, you just go back to your current, and then you just type in the quadratic formula, and then it's going to round it for you. All right, I hope this has been helpful. And so I'm going to stop and I'm going to post this. Remember, if you have any questions, send me an email, leave me a comment, something, and then I'll try to respond as quickly as possible. All right, I'm going to stop and post.